Welcome in, quick hitters. Welcome in, Goodymo short crew. What it do? Making it Monday. Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. But I want to talk about these Dallas Mavericks. They just came out of a whirlwind this season. What I'm seeing right now in these finals from these Dallas Mavericks, this team has turned over a new leaf. They look like champions. Who thought they would be where they're at right now? Going to the finals, because they will be in the finals, obviously. 3-0, we know the history with 3-0. No team in NBA history has come back from 3-0. Nobody. Boston Celtics are in that position. Dallas Mavericks are in that position. I remember when Kyrie Irving first got to the Mavericks. A lot of people was talking about, is it going to work? It's not going to work. It started out a little slow in the beginning, but oh man, well-oiled machine now. The way they play off each other is magical. Role players, everybody fitting in position. Doncic knows when to shine, when to let off the gas pedal, let Kyrie do his thing. So they're playing off each other very well. And then you put D and Dallas. They're playing some defense. Role players are in position. Key guys that they done picked up, this team has just fell in position. And they look like champions. And I sat here and gave the Boston Celtics the edge of winning it all. If I had to pull that card back, I probably would change it. I'm going to keep it, but I probably would change it. The way Dallas looks, like no weaknesses. I don't see any weakness in their game. The Celtics, they can bore themselves to sleep. They can have certain quarters where they're not scoring, they fall asleep, they allow teams to get back into the game, they'll start turning over the ball. I don't see that from the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas going to the finals feeling good and playing the way they're playing right now, either or, it's going to be a hell of a finals. The Celtics and the Mavericks is going to be a finals. I had the Timberwolves in that spot. Now that I'm looking at what Dallas is displaying in this Western Conference Finals, I'd rather see them there. You're going to get a better showing. The Ant-Man. I told myself I'm going to lay off the Ant-Man, especially after that game, too. You can see a little vulnerability in Anthony Edwards. The guy's 22 years old. There's no need to bash him, knock him down, while he's struggling, while he's trying to figure it out in his first deep playoff run. He's going to figure it out and he's going to get it. He's indecisive. Teams are taking him away. They know how to get physical with him. They know how to throw bodies at him, things he haven't seen before in his young career, making it tough for him. Him deciding when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive. We're still going to hold him accountable, but beating him down like a drum, I don't think that's going to be beneficial to his growth. A lot to learn. He talks about his shortcomings. He tells his team all the time that my bad, I messed up, I didn't play well, got to do better, the game is on me. And you got to respect that. And the veteran guys respect that. A lot of people don't take accountability, especially that young. They just go, pin their heads down and just go. Whatever happens, happens. Deal with it, good or bad. But a few years from now, we're going to look back on this and we're going to say, this is where he was at before. And this is where he's at now. He's gaining experience in these playoffs. And trust me, with age, more experience, more grind and battle through the playoffs, long regular season, this guy's age, he's going to get a lot better. He's going to be the best player in the league. We already know that. We're trying to push the issue on him because he's in the spotlight and they're making a run early in his tenure in his career, trying to win a championship. And we're putting all this expectation on him, which he should. He's a hell of a player. A lot of hype, and he talks a lot of noise. So, yeah, spotlight's going to be on him. But we're going to have to step back because it's a learning period he has to go through. We're looking at his talent. We've seen all the spectacular plays he's making, and we're just trying to push that envelope all the way through to the front office and say, hey, stamp this, he's sealed and delivered. Not just yet. Not just yet. We're just going to have to hold off on it. So, not going to beat him down, but I will say he shot more in this game. He was a little more aggressive. His coach said he needs to have some attempts. Just like he said, he can go 5 for 30, but we need to put his shots up. And he put some shots up. Didn't get 30 attempts, but he got 24. He was 11 for 24. See, that number looks a hell of a lot better than it's been early in this series. You can go for 11 for 24 at 26 points. Almost got a triple-double with 9 rebounds and 9 assists. But overall, the net, he's going to have to learn to put shots up, to be aggressive. I'm saying that's a little problem for him. He struggles with that. I don't know if his mind is completely on team game. He just want to continue to get his teammates involved. And nothing's wrong with that. Trust me, nothing's wrong with that. But I will tell you, as he gets older, that's going to change. It's going to switch. When you start losing a lot, things are not turning your way, you start to take all the blame for the losses, he's going to start putting up some shots because he's going to start to realize, hey, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down unloading the clip. And he's going to learn that. He just got to have some heartache first. That's what people say. He already had heartache. He's been losing the playoffs previous. And, of course, Cat talking about 20 years of them losing. Well, they weren't there the whole time of the losing. We can mark up 2 to 3 years or so with them losing. But try 7, 8 years of losing. And this team is built well. So they're on the up and up. They're learning this season. And there's a good, strong possibility they might get swept. That can happen. But they went down the wire and they kept these games close. And then next thing you know, they go into a slump where they can't score, they can't do anything. Dallas Mavericks take advantage of that. And Karl-Anthony Towns, this is a bad time for him to go in a slump to where he just fell completely off the map. He don't know when to go, when to leave, when to call back, or place him on hold. He's confused right now. His rhythm is completely off. This is the time they really need him. With Ant going through what he's going through, indecisive, trying to figure it out in his young career. Cat, he's, we don't want to say he's a deep veteran, but he's kind of looked at as a veteran. He's more of a veteran than Anthony Edwards. So you would think this guy wouldn't fall out of rhythm or lose his confidence if he's lost his confidence. But his timing is off. And his problem is he want to rely on that jump shot too much. When you're struggling, you know what you do? What they all do, and what is common sense. You go down low. You try to get you some easy ones. He not understanding that. Start down low first. Get your groove on, then work it out to the three-point line. You got P.J. Washington. He's pretty much figuring out all your moves. You're making it easy for him out on that perimeter. He's going to be able to move with you. He's got the length to contest your shots. You're not going to beat him too much off of the dribble, but you can outpower him. Go down there and be clever with your moves with 1 dribble, 2 dribble, back to the basket and get into your action. That's how you beat P.J. Washington. You need to start down low. I don't understand about this coaching staff. It seems like they will say that a little more to get you going. Same thing with Ant-Man. Years ago, I said this with James Harden, with the Houston Rockets or whatever team he was on, but at that time it was the Houston Rockets. When your superstar is struggling, especially if he's a decent post player, give him the ball down low. Make it easy for him. There's so much that can happen out of that post. You can beat double teams a lot easier. You can find the cutting man. It's so much stuff that can happen right there. You get to the free throw line, you do your little quick turnaround. The lesser the dribbles, the better. And Anthony Edwards, I can see him a good post player. I mean, at least, back a guy down and get into his turnaround. He should be automatic from there. They always want to put these guys right at the top of the key on the perimeter with all eyes on them, where they can run all kind of actions at him. They can run traps, they can run double teams, all kind of stunts to take him out of the game. Get him down there in the short post and see what kind of action you can get out of that. You're going to have three-point shooters. You're going to have cutters, offensive rebounders, fouls, and ones. It's a whole lot of things that can happen. Get this guy a rhythm. Then it's going to push him out there to the perimeter after you get a groove. But Karl-Anthony Towns should be on that block, relishing the double team, not speeding himself up. A lot of times he's going too quick. He just needs to calm himself down, take the dribbles, embellish the double team, and then kick out, get your quick hook, get to your action. But he's overthinking it, and it's a bad time to be in the conference finals for him to be showing up like this. I mean, he was completely off on his three. He was 5 for 18 from the field. He didn't have it going at all. 14 points. They need Cat in that 28-30 range a game. A game is what they need him at if they're going to even think about winning in this series. More likely, he's going to have to lead the charge because of Ant-Man trying to figure it out on the fly at 22 years old. I have to keep saying 22 years old because 22 years old is young. It really is. And for what he's accomplished at 22 in the league, nothing short of amazing. That's why he's got all these expectations, because he's been off the charts at 22 years old. That's why I say, man, this guy's 22. That's why I say I'm not going to beat him down. There's no need to do that. We can hold him accountable, but we don't have to beat it like a drum. He's going to figure it out. He's going to get it. It's just a matter of time. And you got to look at it. This is his first real playoff run. So, yeah, Cat's going to have to come with it. The role players. This is a good team. Minnesota's a good team. They got good pieces. They build on that, gain some more experience with their players. They're going to be fine. They're going to be real fine. What did Naz Reid do? 14 points, 5 for 10. 1 for 5 on his three. Couldn't hit that. But, I mean, they needed Towns to show up in this game. They needed him badly. But that 1-2 punch by the Dallas Mavericks, and they're saying probably the best backcourt in the league, who can argue with that? Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, who can argue with that? They got their groove. They playing off each other very well. Oh yeah, everybody's fell in place. Role play. Everybody know their role. Everybody knows their role. And Luka and Kyrie Irving, the way they play off each other is like, it's not like a you go, I go. They don't play that. It's just they can feel it when it's time for the other guy to start handling the ball and try to pick up on some scoring and vice versa. But this Luka Doncic, man, I don't know what to say about him. This dude is off the charts. Off the charts. Who can stop him? This guy talks smack. He backs it up. He goes at his own pace. He don't have any weaknesses. He's inside. He's outside. He can pass the ball remarkably to anybody. At the last minute, on time. Handling the ball. Hitting his free throws. The leadership. The talking smack. To putting confidence in his teammates, allowing to sit back, allow Kyrie Irving do his thing, knowing he's another superstar, he's legendary, no egos, got the right coach in Jason Kidd, running the show, loved him as a player, now as a coach, he's just fitting right in, players coach type of guy. Not stepping on any toes, not looking to take any of the credit. Give all the credit to Luka Doncic and the team. I like when he says at the press conference, just ask Luka Doncic, whatever he decides, that's what it's going to be. He understands. He's not trying to put himself out front like he's this genius. He's the reason why Dallas is winning and everything is rolling. And it is. It's part of it. He's a hell of a coach. But he don't want to take credit. That's just how Jason Kidd is. But yeah, he has an outstanding player in Luka Doncic that is like a coach on the floor. with Lou Doncic, like a coach on the floor in his young tenure in the league. So that's why I say this finals that's coming up, and it will be the Mavericks and the Celtics. No doubt about that. And it's going to be an outstanding finals. Because both of these two teams have shown that they're worthy of winning the whole thing. And they're going to battle it out. And it's going to be outstanding. The star power that's going to be involved in it. Basically, you got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown versus Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. It don't get no better than that. Don't get no better than that. And I'm going to give the edge to, if I redid it over again, I'm going to stick to my guns, but if I redid it over again from what I've seen in just these series alone, from the Eastern Conference Finals to the Western Conference Finals, just those series alone, I would have picked the Dallas Mavericks to win it all. Just based on those two series. Two separate series, Eastern and Western, from the play I've been watching. Because, yeah, Boston Celtics are good. They're damn good. But they can fall asleep. They're kind of like LA Lakers. You know, all these big markets and stuff like that. Got all these championships. They lower themselves to sleep. They start playing. They get up or up in a series or up big in a game. They'll just fall asleep. They feel like, oh, we'll catch them later if they gain some ground. We'll push it back out to another league. Oh, we're getting bored. And that's what happens. And it's dangerous ground to play on, especially if you play against a team that is hungry. And they're trying to put themselves in position, like the Dallas Mavericks. I don't think they can have the luxury to coast, take plays off, take games off against the Dallas Mavericks. They're hungry, and they want it. They want it bad. And it won't be bad if they want it. I mean, still Texas. I have to look at it that way. But it'll be good to see for Lou Doncic finally get some hardware for all the work he's put in. And Kyrie Irving getting another ring. They've worked hard for it. Seeing Kyrie out the right way. However much longer he has to play, which seems like a lot. Still bouncing around, still handling the ball, still shooting it, giving us those acrobatic plays. I think he's still got a lot of time left. A lot of time left. But one thing for sure, I would keep these two guys together. For however how long you can do it, I would keep these two guys together. Lou Doncic and Kyrie Irving right now is magical. They're playing off each other very well. They highly respect each other. And everything is a team game. That's what I'm watching. Pieces in place. You got your slashers, you got your defenders, you got your rebounders, you got the guys who can close at the end of the game. You got your coach in place, who's a true player's coach, not looking to take all the credit or any at all. Putting the ball in his main guy's hands and tell him to go ahead and work it. True point guard when he played. And basically just get the ball to Kyrie Irving and Lou Doncic and let them lead the team. They point guards, put the ball in their hands, make the decision, call the plays. What you decide to do, do it. Who would want to play for a coach like that? And Mark Cuban is smiling ear to ear, jumping up and down for joy, just enjoying this moment. If anybody deserves to win a championship as an owner, that's Mark Cuban. He's highly invested. You don't have many owners like Mark Cuban. People might say, well, he's too hands-on. Well, the man loves the game. Loves the game. And he's right there in the fight with his team. Sometimes you look at him on the sideline or back of the bench, on the side of the bench sitting down. Look like he's been out there playing. Hair be thrown all kind of different ways. Like he got sweat on his face. The man is highly invested. He's play-by-play with this team. He wears it on his sleeve. Loves the players genuinely. Will look out for them. Spend the money he needs to spend to make them comfortable. Great facilities. 5-star owner. A 5-star owner. Anybody would want to play for Mark Cuban. I'll tell you that right now. The man will go to war for you and with you. So it's a hell of a story for the Dallas Mavericks, to be honest with you. It's a hell of a story. And the way they're playing right now, it's going to be real tough to deny them a championship because they can smell it, they can taste it. Kyrie Irving, he's in a happy place.
Your own happy place.
And I think he wants another ring. And you know Lou Doncic wants one. You know he wants one. And they can make a good run here for the next few years. They keep this young core together. Kyrie, Lou Doncic, of course. Who can stop these guys? It looks like it's Dallas time. When you look at the Rockets and when you look at San Antonio, the triangle, what they say of Texas, look like the Mavericks trying to separate themselves. You know, you had the Houston Rockets that had their little back-to-back championship. And then you had San Antonio Spurs with all of their championships, right? And Dallas snuck one out, and now you're looking at them now trying to make a run. They probably be trying to make a run. They might be saying our time is now and try to rack up a few of these. But we're not going to put the carriage before the horse. They got to seal the deal on this one first before any of that is possible. But outstanding game, 116-107. Dallas got Minnesota. And Minnesota, sometimes they come out looking good, but they just can't sustain it. And they go in those little slumps where they can't score. And that's all it takes for a veteran team. And the reason why I call them a veteran team, of course, because of Lou Doncic, he's been there a while. And, of course, Kyrie Irving. They got certain guys in place that's been there a while and know how to finish games. So they got a mixture of the young-old combination, and it works well for them. But let me take a peek here real quick. Lou Doncic and Kyrie Irving, 33 points apiece. That's not stopping anybody. You got to take away one of them, and both of them got off. Kyrie Irving was 12 for 20, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, 6 for 8 from the free throw line, which when he misses free throws, and he'll mention this, it's a shock almost. Kyrie is a good free throw shooter. So if he misses 2 free throws in a game, you're a little surprised and a little shocked. But yeah, he was 6 for 8. 33 points. Had 4 turnovers. High stakes game, you know, playoffs, high intensities, people bodying up. They pressuring everything. You're going to have some turnovers here and there, but he almost had a handful. You don't want to have a handful of turnovers. I always say that. You don't want to have a handful, never, of turnovers. That's too many. And he was on the brink of that with 4. You have 5, that just means you turned it over way too much. You didn't meet the threshold already. Too many. And you go down and look at Lou Doncic, he had 3, which is okay, especially as much as he has the ball in his hands. 3 is good. 3 is good. He had 33 points as well. I told you they mirrored each other pretty much. He was 8 for 10 from the free throw line, Lou Doncic, and 5 for 11 from 3, 10 for 20 from the field. So they always not only mirror each other, but if you look at the shot attempts on a lot of these games, him and Kyrie Irving like right there, maybe 1 or 2 attempts off. But here they shot the ball just as many times as the other. So like I say, when you have a mixture like that going, they're playing well off of each other. They don't go in these games saying we're gonna get the same amount of attempts and nothing. It just falls that way. That's how good it flows. It's falling that way. And everybody else just fall in where they need to and chip in with the defense and making big shots. Playing off of Lou Doncic and Kyrie Irving very well. That's why I say this team is going to be very hard to beat. Early in the season, nobody's seen this coming from Dallas. Nobody's seen it coming. This team has turned over a new leaf, and they're playing a different style, a different pace, a different attitude, everything. And they look like champions right now. That's why I say it's going to be a battle for the ages in these finals with the Celtics. 2 of the best teams in the league right now are going to be battling each other. You can't ask for nothing more than that. Nobody snuck out and ended up in the finals or barely got by this team. No. Way they're playing, they are no doubt the best team in their conference. And they're playing each other, and it's going to be an all-out war. Can't wait. Finals, unbelievable. And look like it's going to be 2 sweeps. We got to go back and look at that. I like to know the record on both conferences. Sweeps from the Eastern and the Western. When the last time that happened? It was on a sweep on both sides. That'd be something to look into. Indiana Pacers real quick before we get out of here. Halliburton got a little bit more to learn too. No doubt about that. He's a young guy in the making. Not no superstar. We'll look at him as an all-star. Not superstar status yet. My advice to him, work in the paint a little more. It's okay. Your 3-shot, we know that's your weapon. You're going to always have that. Never lose that. Continue to do that. That's what the crowd loves to see. You're hyping your teammates up. You're rallying when you're hitting your 3-shot. Everybody's feeling good. But driving more, trying to get those layups, get a little mini pull-up, things like that. Kind of like what Steph Curry done turn into later in his career. He don't just rely on a 3-shot. It's just not a 3-point shooter. When you can get in that paint, hit those little 12-footers, sometimes 15, but get all the way to the cup, get some floaters in there, get some layups, some drop-offs to your teammates that'll open up a whole lot of things. Just don't settle on the 3-shot all the time. Because just as much as you can pick your team up and get them excited and rally them, it also can bring them down when you're not hitting them. They can be huge and big, quick momentum swings when you're not hitting those threes. It just fuels the other team on sprint outs, fast breaks, change momentum, and next thing you know, you're chasing them, trying to come out of a hole. So when you're hitting them, they're great, they're good. Crowd's excited, team's excited. You can work yourself to a blowout, but when it's not dropping, don't just continue to shoot them. Mix it up. Been doing okay with mixing it up. Just want you to continue to work on that and stay with it. But Tyrese Halliburton, enjoy him as a player, watching him play. A lot of energy, young guy, energetic, hypes his team up, fun to watch. And I think down in the years to come, you'll see them more in the mix, trying to compete for championships. Well, I think they'll get a championship. The way it's looking right now, they got to wait their turn a while. Unless they can make a splash on a trade or something like that. Because Doncic is here to say something about it. And then you got to see what's going to happen from San Antonio, because Victor Wembanyama, he's not going to be looking to lose too much seasons coming up here. Because once he's in the playoffs and splashing, it's just going to go from here. And they start putting the pieces around him. San Antonio's going to be coming here in a few years, man, and it's going to be scary. That's going to be a battle for the ages in the triangle of Texas, because Houston is on the way too. Dallas looks like they already have arrived. So that triangle is just to be strong. It's going to be real strong. Real strong. So the Eastern Conference, towards the Indiana Pacers, they're going to have to hold out. They might get to the conference finals. They might even get to a finals, but winning it all is going to be tough. Until I see something else on this roster. Something that can help out Halliburton on a consistent basis. They might need another all-star. They might need another superstar, just depending. But the way they're built right now, they're good. Good for the dressing. But they need some stuffing. You know what I mean? Well, y'all take it easy and enjoy y'all making it Monday. And we'll come back probably after the Celtic game or when something else transpires. But y'all enjoy yourselves, and thanks for your time. Oh yeah, and to the guy who sent me the message talking about we hyping this thing up and stretching it too far, about the Ant-Man guarding Kyrie Irving. Talking about all he said was he's guarding Kyrie Irving. He didn't say anything about he was going to shut him down. Look, man, in the NBA, like I told you about competition, when you're in sports in general, but especially in basketball, if you tell a guy that you're guarding him, that's basically telling him you're going to shut him down, that you think you can stop him. That's all we're saying. So you might as well have told him that I'm going to stop you. I'm going to shut you down. When Ant-Man called Kyrie Irving out on national broadcast, on television, and say, I got Kyrie Irving, yeah, they're going to take that as a challenge. Their ears are going to go up. Just like Kyrie Irving said, he looked at it as motivation. See, it was a bad move because you don't put bulletin board material out there, especially in the playoffs or the conference finals, wherever you at. You want to keep that tight-lipped unless you're that guy. If you're that guy, yeah, you go ahead and do it. But at that time, Ant-Man was just, being Ant-Man. Just mostly just talking. Not really looking to back it up, but just full of energy. Just enjoying being in the playoffs and just going to say anything. Not realizing you're messing with a legendary veteran, superstar, who's going to take you up on that. That's why you're seeing Kyrie Irving come into that game with a little more extra energy. Looking to take over. And not only that, you built up his team. You don't think his teammates didn't want to have his back after hearing something like that on a broadcast at home with their family? The next thing you know, you come up there and say, I got Kyrie Irving. You don't think you motivated his team, including Kyrie Irving? So really, you can look at that statement he made before this series kicked off about him guarding Kyrie Irving. That might be the reason why this series looked the way it looks. Nobody ever thought about it like that, huh? Because the antennas went up with Kyrie Irving and his team. They were thinking, we can go ahead and get them out of here. So you need to think about that. He might have triggered something that he didn't need to trigger. They could have came up and might have snuck some games on Dallas. Or even beat them. But sometimes a statement like that brings the best out of people. Especially superstars, especially teams that are trying to make a mark and to make a statement. So that statement might be the reason why you're down 3-0 in this series. I'm just saying, it could be. They might have took it that way. There are hidden words in the league, and sometimes you don't have to be direct and tell a person exactly what you're going to do, but you can use code words just by saying, I got him. I want him. That speaks volumes. And you can get your point across loud and clear. And that's exactly what happened. Because I guarantee you, Kyrie Irving, he probably stood up or whatever food he was eating. He started eating it different. Probably went to bed maybe 1 hour earlier. No telling. But he was going to be ready for that game. Because I'm going to tell you like this. See, what superstar players know, all-star players know, that people that are coming to get them or people trying to make a name for themselves, what they do know, let's just say, and this is going to prove my point even more to the guy who sent that message. Let's just say Kyrie Irving winning that game and Ant-Man was guarding him, but then like he was, like proving that he can shut him down. Let's just say Kyrie Irving had an off night. He played fairly good defense, but his shots that Kyrie Irving can hit, but he was missing them. You know what the headlines would have been in that game? Ant-Man shut down Kyrie Irving. He said he wanted to guard him, he got him, and he proved it. He shut him down. Kyrie Irving missed, he was off all night long. You see how that narrative can change? That's why guys show up. And they take that very personal. Because you don't call my name out and think you're going to guard me. And whether you do a fairly good job or not, if I have an off game, you're going to get all the praise. Like you actually shut me down, which you didn't. I just missed some shots. But the media and the newspapers and social media are gonna blow this thing completely out of the water. Next thing you know, we got a Kyrie Irving stopper on our hands. No, he wasn't hearing none of that. So as soon as tip ball came, he was gone. He was gonna make it sure, no doubt. He was gonna make it no doubt that you weren't gonna better stay in front of him. You weren't gonna better guard him. You weren't gonna be the reason why he had an off night or his team loses. So that's all we're saying here. There's hidden words, man, in the game. Whether it's football, any high-level pro sport, players know. Just by body language sometimes, the way somebody walks past you or running down the court or certain gestures he makes, it can trigger off a player. They know what they're trying to do. And that's all they need. You understand, we look for motivation and a challenge anytime of the game. Remember what they said about Michael Jordan? They said Michael Jordan used to look for challenges throughout the game. He wants somebody to end up talking to him. He'll talk to somebody hoping they talk back just so he can do what he got to do. So yeah, Ant-Man didn't say word for word, I got Kyrie Irving and I'm going to shut him down. But he did say, I got Kyrie Irving, I'm going to shut him down. Just by saying, I'm guarding Kyrie Irving. That's all we're saying here. That's all we're saying. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Like I say, making it Monday. We'll do this again. After Celtics game, possibly, or before, or when something else transpires. You know how we do it, just quick hits. And appreciate y'all. New subscribers, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Philippines, appreciate it. And we out of here. Peace.